ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
What it is this. It's because I've looked at the Quran, to the Bible.
Okay.
And, often Muslims, they will say, you know, we have the original Quran.
Okay.
You don't have the original Bible.
Okay.
I agree. It's absolutely true.
So I just want to understand. So you agree that we have the original Quran, and you agree that the Christians do not have the original Bible?
No, I didn't say that. Yeah.
Well, you just said I agree.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't.
That's what I want to understand. Yeah.
We don't have the original Bible. Quite true.
Okay. So we agree on that.
But
good.
Because we don't have the reason we don't have the original is when the Bible was written.
Okay.
It was written on perishable material. You understand?
Okay. Yeah. I know what perishable means.
That means it perished.
Yeah.
So
I speak English. We're good. Go ahead.
So there was a need.
Okay.
Yeah. To copy.
Okay.
But it's good to check because you'll see those copyists. You know, they had an obligation to God, and you say Allah.
Let me finish. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
They had an obligation. So when they copied, for example, they would count every word, 1, 2, 3, 4, every letter, letter.
Okay.
Mistake. They would screw it up, throw it away, start again.
Okay.
So they copied, but it was done very meticulously. It's a bit like you. This Quran it's done on a printer, you know?
I get it.
It's not the original one there. That's not the first Quran.
I would agree with you.
It's a printing of a Quran.
Yeah, that's an English translation anyway. Yeah.
You trust the printing is right, you know? But so that's one thing, you know, that the Bible was copied, but when they've checked, we don't have the original.
Okay.
But I think it was about a few months ago, I went to Sotheby's. And in Sotheby's is an auction.
Okay. Yeah, I know Sotheby's.
They had a Bible there called Sassoon.
Okay.
Sciatica.
Okay.
You can check it on the web. And I think it sold for £21 million.
Wow, that's pretty expensive. Did you buy it?
21, but it was sold at 19 million.
Did you buy it?
Let me just finish.
All right, go ahead.
So the I didn't know. No. So at Sotheby's there was a Orthodox Jewish lady who obviously knows the Torah very well. And you believe in the Torah? You believe in the Injil?
I'm just letting you speak for now, out of respect, and then when you finish, then I'll answer the question.
That's right.
Because I like a respectful conversation.
It's good. Yeah. So that's just to give you an idea first. So
I do have some questions on that. So let's discuss that first.
So the Bible, just a review.
Okay. Review,
so the
please.
Bible is not the original.
Okay.
But the one we have. Copy of the original. The translators were very meticulous. They counted every letter.
Okay.
If it wasn't right, they screwed it through. It'd be like me copying your Quran.
I heard you.
Every letter, every word.
I heard all of that.
Start again.
Okay, so my name's Uthman.
It's me, Tom. It's Max.
Tom. It's me, Uthman.
Nice.
Uthman.
Carry on.
Nice, Tom. Great to meet you.
I'm listening.
So, Tom, when you say that we have the original Quran, letter by letter, word by word, memorized, written down in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, and then compiled, we agree on that, so we're good. When you say we don't have the original Bible, we also agree on that, so that's great. When you say those scribes meticulously wrote down and numbered and made sure, would you agree that they still ended up having some errors?
Not any errors that alter the context.
Just one second. Okay, so do you think there were errors that crept into the Bible because of those copyists that wrote them?
Very small errors, yes.
Okay.
And those errors, because you have to remember that when they make mistakes, not every copyist would make the same mistake.
True.
So, when you put it all together, you can usually check mistakes and you can put it right. And that's what they did over the years. So
my
now,
question to you is, today in the Bible that you have, are those mistakes in there? Are there mistakes in this book?
I believe that I have a box full of Bibles. I have Old English, the New English, and basically all of those Bibles, apart from a few little differences, you may know, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we use God's name.
You're Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And And that's
So the Jehovah's Witness translation, which is called the New World Translation, differs from the King James Version, right?
only in the sense of the words.
No.
The Old English and the New English.
No. There are verses that have been taken out. I have both, and I've marked both. So in the New World Translation, for example, Son of Man has been taken out, right? That's not a New English, Old English issue. Certain verses have been cut, including in the NIV versions. Now, let me ask you, because you said that all of that Bible is preserved. What about the Catholic Bible that has different number of books?
Yeah,
Right.
they call it other apocryphal books that we don't.
Right, but those, you don't accept them, but they consider them. So are they a part of the Bible or no? Are they Word of God?
Let me show you. They have some historical benefit.
Okay.
Historical benefit. Okay, but all the books, the 66 books of the Bible, Kitab al-Muqaddas, have
Kitab al-Muqaddas.
cross-reference. So when you look, you can cross-reference backwards and forwards, and they all harmonize with.
They do not.
Yes.
Let me show you, okay? For example, if you look at the genealogy of Jesus in Matthew
And Luke. Yeah.
and Luke, excellent, okay? So when we look at in Matthew 1:16, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, to whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ, right? So who's the father of Joseph here?
Sorry, let me have a look.
Go ahead.
And Jacob begot Joseph, yeah, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus, of whom was born Jesus, who is
Right.
called the Christ.
So who's the father of Joseph?
Jacob.
Excellent. Now let's go to, as you mentioned, Luke. In Luke 3:23, do you want to read it for me or want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay. Now Jesus himself began his ministry at about 30 years of age, as being the supposed son of Joseph, the son of Heli.
Yeah.
So who's the father of Joseph here?
The son of Joseph, the son of Heli. Yeah.
So who's the father of Joseph here?
Heli.
So is it Jacob or Heli?
Well, let me show you a cross-reference Bible. I'll show
Go
you.
ahead.
So Matthew's genealogy, just to show
Yeah.
the difference. So Matthew's genealogy highlights that while Jesus is not the physical son of Joseph.
Okay.
So you're busy.
So, yeah, Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feekum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Go ahead.
He was born by Holy Spirit. The Quran says that in Al-Miriam.
So Tom, the point that I'm asking for you to answer is who's the father of Joseph?
Well,
Let's not jump from the point.
And the other scripture was
Luke 3:23. Chapter number 3, verse number 23. Shout out Dr. Zakir Naik.
okay.
Yes.
Now you've been very patient. Let me try and
I
answer your
appreciate that you recognize that I've been
Study
patient.
Bible.
Excellent.
Sometimes we say you've got to go below the permaglaze. You know.
I have a few study Bibles.
You have
Yes.
to dig a bit deeper.
Okay.
So if you read something straight away like that,
Right.
as you say, it
Yeah.
seems like a contradiction.
It does seem like a contradiction. Good. I'm glad you agree.
But now listen
Yeah.
to the explanation. Joseph, son of Eli.
Yeah.
So it mentions what you said there. According to Matthew 1:16,
Yeah.
Jacob became father to Joseph, the husband
Good.
in Luke's
Begot, not became father.
In Luke's account, Joseph is called the son of Eli.
Yeah.
Evidently,
Yeah.
this is the answer to your
Okay.
question, evidently meaning that he is Eli's son-in-law.
I'm letting you finish respectfully.
For in a similar case, see the study note on Luke 3:27.
Okay.
We're looking 3:27.
3:27 just took to the end of theology.
Son of Risa, son of Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, son of Nehemiah.
Okay.
It's showing how
So,
doesn't throw it out of context at all. So if you look at the pattern of truth,
I'm letting you speak.
when you look at the pattern of truth, okay, in the scriptures, it's the same. For example, when I study the Bible, people,
Are you done with that point? Because I do have a question
I
on
don't
that.
mind which Bible they want to use.
Okay.
You know, if there was that big a difference, I would worry about that, wouldn't I? I'd say,
I think you should worry about it. But let's go back. So here you're saying that Joseph is the son-in-law of Heli.
well, what does it say in the reference Bible?
No, I'm asking you what your reference Bible says.
I always look to the
Okay, go ahead.
Bible. I've lost it again. I was in Luke. Where was it? Luke.
Luke 3:23.
Okay, so go back to the reference Bible again.
Okay.
So the research Bible. What did we say?
I don't know. You read it.
Well, I read it to you once.
Well, so what I heard from you
So it's Jacob became from. This is the bit you're interested.
Yes, I'm interested.
When tracing the blood line from grandfather to grandson from my daughter, it was customary for Jews to focus on the men in genealogy, which may be why Luke omits daughter's name and lists.
Okay, that's a maybe. That's not an answer. Okay, so let's look at the verse now. It says, now Jesus himself began his ministry at about 30 years of age, being the son, suppose it, of Joseph, the son of Heli. Hold on, let me finish now. Like you spoke, I listen. Now when I speak, you listen. That's respectful conversation, right? So if the genealogy was of Mary, are you okay? If the genealogy is of Mary, then why wouldn't it say Joseph, the husband of Mary, Mary the daughter, right? Instead it says son, and in the Greek, as you are well versed in Greek, the two that's used to connect is used throughout the verses. So for example, Heli.
I never said I was well versed in Greek.
Okay, but you said you looked at the manuscripts and they didn't have changes and things. Well, those are all Greek, right?
No, that was Hebrew.
Okay, so once again, as you know, the New Testament is not in Hebrew. It's in Greek. So if you're saying you saw the New Testament manuscripts in Hebrew,
I didn't say that.
The manuscripts you were talking about earlier, how they gel.
Torah, I said.
Okay.
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 The books of Moses.
So you looked at those and they did not have contradictions? Okay. You want to finish this or you want me to show you from the Torah? Okay. So here, the word son is used throughout the genealogy. So son of Heli, son of Matat, son of Levi. Do we think that these are son-in-laws? Because it continues to Adam, the son of God, not the son-in-law of God, right? So this genealogy is mentioning sons, not daughters. So it's not the genealogy of Mary. If it was the genealogy of Mary, obviously in Greek and Hebrew they have a word for daughter, right? So that's just trying to make an explanation that's not there because there's a clear contradiction. Okay? Now, since you mentioned that it's anyway. So I'll get you one. Okay. So since you said you looked at the Hebrew manuscripts and they do not have contradictions of the Torah and the Old Testament, right?
Did you go to see them in Sotheby's? Did you go to see the oldest one?
I did not go to Sotheby's for the auction. I have seen the Dead Sea Scroll scans, which turned out to be false anyway. I've seen manuscripts of Codex Sinaiticus, which is the oldest manuscript. I actually have it on my phone.
Where did you find out, where did you get the idea that the Dead Sea Scrolls are
Any biblical scholar will tell you the oldest manuscripts to date of the Old Testament are the Dead Sea Scrolls. You can look it up. You can look up even Study Bible, they will discuss that. My question to you now is, now you're running from the contradiction. I see it. Don't think we don't see it. Look, you said
speaking quick about hearing. King Solomon said that.
I'm sorry?
You have to be slow about speaking and quick about hearing something.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
Okay. Let's go back. You said about the Dead Sea Scrolls proved to be false. Where do you get that information from?
Have you looked at any works that if you allow me to answer without being interrupted, then I will answer. The Dead Sea Scrolls, you can look it up. The first releases that came out turned out to be fabrications. There's an entire book published about the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it shows that. I have the book, I can send it to you, no problem. I have seen scans of them, but what you said earlier when you walked up to us, how the manuscripts do not contradict each other, you were talking about the Gospels. Now that you've seen a contradiction, you're saying, no, it's the Hebrew. So I'm going to take you to the Hebrew. It obviously is, because Joseph cannot be the son, and that being the genealogy of Mary. Even if you look up any Christian documentation about the father of Mary, it's not Heli. And if it was the son-in-law, then they would have said the husband of Mary, the daughter of Heli, not Joseph the son, because the same word son is used throughout the genealogy for sons, not for son-in-laws. So that's just a cop-out. What is that? It is you or other people trying to use a way to show a contradiction not to be when it's clearly a contradiction. But instead of going back and forth on it, because I've already explained it, you said that you looked at the Hebrew manuscripts and they did not have contradictions. 2 Kings 24:8. Jehoiachin was 18 years old when he became king and reigned in Jerusalem 3 months. How old was he?
Oh, no, but let's have a look in the study Bible.
Please do.
Because you always have to dig a bit deeper.
I love to dig deep.
Go beneath the surface. You have to go beneath.
I have a whole rack in my library of study Bibles, so don't think that.
Now, what are we looking at now?
We are now looking at, because you mentioned that what you were talking about is the Old Testament.
Looking at now.
2 Kings 24:8.
Yeah, so it's the same 18 years.
That's interesting, because look, it says Jehoiachin was 8 years old when he became king.
Okay, let's go on the cross-reference now, see what it says. Explanation. 36:18. Is that right?
36:9.
Oh, sorry.
2 Chronicles 36:9.
Jehoiachin was how old?
So, he's 18 years old.
Okay, and then when you come to 2 Chronicles 36:9, he's 8 years old.
What was the first verse?
Second King. Second King 24:8. 24:8. Yeah.
3 years, Chronicles, it's nothing about 8 or 18. That doesn't help any.
But the second person has told me the same thing that I'd already done. But still.
So was he 8 or 18? You clearly see a contradiction there, right? Like, I mean, you can't deny that one.
But there'd be an underlying reason why it's, you know, I mean,
Yes? Yeah, I'm waiting for that reason.
if we dig a bit deeper.
You have a study Bible. You said you have the answers from the study Bible, so I'm just listening.
It says the answers to every question.
Not every question, but you did say that there's no contradictions. And I see a clear contradiction, because you can't be 8 and 18 at the same time. And I'm waiting respectfully this whole time for you to find an endorsement.
I'll have to do some research on that.
Okay, but
So you can see that one.
I would.
So I'll have to do some research.
Would you agree that until you get your research done, that Jehoiakim being 18 and 8 is a clear contradiction at the face of it?
I would say it's a seemingly.
It's seemingly excellent.
That means you have to do a bit dig deeper. And often
I have dug.
I've read many
Right?
scriptures which are false
Sure.
and contradictory. Let me give you an idea. Can I give you an idea?
Give me an idea.
When Jesus was coming and he's preaching, you say Isa. Okay?
Isa ibn Maryam.
You'll get one gospel account says he was coming out of Jericho.
Okay,
And another account said he was going in Jericho.
that is
Okay?
true.
And that
Okay.
seems a complete contradiction.
Okay,
Let me show you. You do research.
yeah,
Look, see here. Imagine this. Look.
okay. Can we film your drawing? Not you, just a drawing, just so people can know what you're showing. Go ahead. I just want to ask permission.
It was a two-walled city. There was
Okay.
the old walled city,
Uh,
yeah, and the new walled city.
okay,
Coming out of Jerusalem, and he
Okay.
could become, Jericho, and coming into Jerusalem. So
Okay.
what I'm showing, all I'm trying to tell you, this is not a big deal, but I'm trying to show you
Okay.
what could seem a contradiction.
It's
when
not.
You do a bit of digging.
but I don't understand the difference
So
between
with
that.
this verse, you're
Would you be coming in or out?
have a look again.
I'm looking. You just explained there's two walls. You didn't explain the issue.
This is the old walled city.
Okay.
This is the new walled city.
Okay. Where did you get this information?
I need to ask.
Is it in the Bible?
Well, it's
Yeah. Where did you get that information?
in the two gospel accounts. You
Did they mention two walls?
Well, what it says is he's coming into
didn't.
Jerusalem. When you look into the
You
background,
just again.
No, but,
So where did you get that background from?
well, because when you look into, if you look into the, the chronology of the city, that's how it's built.
Okay. Once again.
Even like Jerusalem.
Once again. Let me.
today, You've got the old wall city.
Sure.
And you've got the outer
But to say that the
you're coming
verse
out
is
and
referring to one wall and not the other is pure made up.
No.
Right? So that's what I'm trying to explain.
I'm just using something as an illustration to show you
Sure.
something that can seem
As a contradiction.
Until
Okay.
you dig a bit deeper, you find out it isn't a contradiction.
Okay.
You know, there's many things on the face of it. You think, well,
Okay.
he said this, he said that. Or the gospel accounts.
So right now, as it stands, there's a clear contradiction. You can research it. Come back.
I didn't say. You said
I'm saying
I said
something.
it seemed.
Can I?
You're changing my words.
I didn't say you said it. Did I?
Be careful.
Did I say you said it? Did I say you said it? Did I say you said it? I'm saying my words, okay? That right now we have a clear contradiction. because person cannot be 8 and 18. You looked in your study Bible, you didn't give me an answer. Go home, look it up, pray on it, research it, ask your pastors,
Don't ask any pastors, I'll look up there.
You do a great job, wonderful. Look it up, come back here, the brothers are here, you can give them the answer, okay?
Exactly.
We're not here to put you on the spot, but you made a statement, so now my question to you is, the contradictions, I can show you 100 right now standing, okay? You can see them well marked up, but I've already shown you and you don't have answers, so we're just gonna move on for that. My question to you, in the Old Testament, that God that's speaking, do you believe in that God?
Hang on a minute. Let's go back to what you just said.
Okay.
My questions, you don't have answers. I said I need to do some research.
Okay. Then you don't have an answer until you do your research, right?
That's a better way of putting it.
Okay.
It's a kind of...
Let me say it again, kindly. At this moment, looking in your study Bible, you don't have an answer, and I'm sure you're going to go do your research, and it is possible that with your research you'll come back with an answer, and that's why I said the brothers are here. I don't live here, I'm just here today. You can bring them the answer after your research. Is that kind enough for you?
Why are you not coming back?
Inshallah, if the brothers invite me and Allah wills it, I'll come back, but I don't live in the UK.
Come back.
See?
Just to be clear, yeah? You did come over to the Dawah store, questioning the Quran as if the Bible had all the
Let's
just wanted to clarify that point.
I did not question the Quran. Of
course
I never said any question.
But you did make a statement about the Bible being preserved with the people counting the letters and making sure there are no errors, right? Yes,
Like I said earlier, don't throw stones when you live in glass houses.
Go ahead, sir. Tom, go ahead.
For one thing,
Yes.
I did not say to you, you cannot trust the Quran.
Judge.
Did I say that to you?
No, but you did say,
Start.
Tom, you did say, if I can remind you, and I mean, we can play the recording if you like, is that the Bible does not have contradictions because the authors did the scribe did a meticulous job of counting and throwing away. What I'm showing you are clear contradictions.
I said to you,
Uh-huh.
I said to you, actuality.
Okay.
I said to you, any errors that were done,
Uh-huh.
you have to remember over the years,
Okay.
there's many more manuscripts available.
Right. And when those manuscripts contradict, what do you do then?
That one's not contradicting.
Right? That's why your Jehovah's Witness New World Translation is different from NIV. Verses that are different, not just the English of it, which is different from KJV. There are verses here that I can show you. Do you have the Jehovah's Witness Bible with you?
The thing is,
So now there are verses here in this KJV that are taken out there. Right? So that means the Bible is not preserved. Those manuscripts themselves contradict. And now what I want to ask you is, if you look at here, this is in Chronicles, 1 Chronicles 21 in the first. Now Satan stood up against Israel and moved David to number Israel. Right? Now, in that same context, when you have God stood up and ordered David to number the children of Israel, would you say that's a clear contradiction? So now 2 Samuel 24 in the beginning, the Lord was aroused against Israel and he moved David and said, go number Israel. So was it God, the Lord, or was it Satan?
We numbered Israel.
David did, but who ordered him, God or Satan? That's a clear contradiction. Unless you think God and Satan are synonymous, which I think we both agree is not, right? Now, when it says, then Job gave the sum of the number of the people of the king, and there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men who drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000. So how many in Israel? 800,000. 500,000 in Judah. Now, when we go to 2 Chronicles, then Job, same Job, gave the sum of the number to the same King David. Israel had 1,100,000 men who drew the sword, and Judah had 470,000 men.
Tell you what to do.
So would you
Get yourself a pencil and paper. Write down those verses. We take those two.
Okay.
Write them down.
Okay.
I'm going to do some research, and I don't want this man. I want you to come back and we'll discuss it. Will you do that?
Let's do that, Tom. Okay?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Very good.
I appreciate your conversation. I'll give you the verses.
Write them down.
You look them up. I'll give you my number even, right?
That's good.
And we can sit down because I have offered this to biblical scholars. I just had a debate in Dubai and they never came back. And
You might be surprised.
I surprise me. I like surprises. But Tom, if you find there are contradictions, including in the original manuscript, and me and you agreed the Quran is preserved, then will you follow the Quran? That which is preserved away from that which is corrupted?
Now you're asking a different question.
I'm just asking that question. There's a different question.
There's a difference between following the Quran
Okay?
and believing when it's preserved.
Okay. But if you have a revelation that's preserved, shouldn't you
Write
follow?
those scriptures down.
I will write it for you. Thank you, Tom.
You'll do it.
Yes, I'll do it right now. Let's go.
ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إن